and welcome back to my weekly Shop My Stash. I'm just going to go over everything that I used this past week before we pick out the things for this week. To start things off, I did have the Cargo Cosmetics Namaste in India palette, and I enjoyed using it. It's very neutral with a couple greens here, which end up looking neutral too because they go a little bit muddy looking, kind of. They kind of pull more gray in that color and not as vibrant as the green and the teal kind of color, but it's still nice. I do like it. It's just, yeah, when you use it, be prepared for a very neutral kind of look. On the other hand, I do have this mini Masquerade or Masquerade mini palette by Juvia's Place, and this I thoroughly enjoyed using this week. Sometimes I have trouble with some of the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes, but the formula in this particular one is really good. No problems. It didn't crease. It lasted all day. It went on well. It blended nicely. Really enjoyed this palette. Then I have the Studio on the Go Cool Down palette, and again, very neutral palette, but very pretty. I was reminded when I was using it again this week just how well this palette works. It blends beautifully. The pigment is there, and just some really pretty neutral looks. Then we have some highlighters here. We do have the Dirty Little Secrets highlighter in Belissima, as well as Champagne Pop. And then I have the Temptu and BoxyCharm Liquid Glow, and this was actually the surprise for me for this week. I took the advice of Anne Elizabeth Murray, who's using this and mixing with her foundation. I decided to do that, and I loved how I did it 3 times, and it worked so well with 2 of the foundations. Like, I just loved the look that it gave. And normally I stay away from doing stuff like that because I always think it's just going to make me look greasy. I prefer a matte look, but it just gave that little extra dimension to the foundations. I will definitely be doing that again. I'm going to take this out of my Shop My Stash for this week, just so I can try a couple of the other liquid highlighters that I have to see how well they work. I'm hoping they work well because they're more easily accessible than this one. I don't think I could get this again because it was a BoxyCharm exclusive, but nonetheless, it will get used because I've had it for a couple years now, and I actually found a way to use it that I really like it. Then we have the Hot Spice palette from Revolution Beauty. It's just a blush palette here with a highlighter in there. We have the It Girl beauty book. I was using the bronzer specifically out of it. I was going to try and use the setting powder, and I used it a few times as a finishing powder. It's really hard to get in there with my brush right now without getting in the cream concealer or in my bronzer, so I'm not sure how I'm going to finish that off. I'll probably have to just use a smaller brush in order to get to it. As you can see, you can kind of see the bronzer color kind of up in there, and that's not a look I'm going for when I want to use it as a powder. So, but the bronzer I do like. I really enjoy it. I also used the NYX No Filter finishing powder this week, and then we have some other odds and ends here. We have a purple Estee Lauder Lancome eyeliner. I liked it. It's my only purple eyeliner, so it's good to have. Then I was trying out the Physicians Formula Eyebooster pen, and this is in the waterproof version. Unfortunately, my eyes weren't teary and irritated that day, so I have no idea how this will hold up. And I used this NudeStix, what's this called? Magnetic Luminous Eye Crayon. This is in copper foil. It's really pretty. I just used it on my lower lash line a couple times, and then I used it as like a liner, a thick liner on my lid one day, and I really liked it. It was really pretty. And then this Pixi Green Liquid Shadow. It's pretty, but it is rather patchy. I'm going to try it again another time and hopefully remember to put like a base down with it, like a shadow base. Then we have some lip products. Once again, I did not get to this Tarte and Smashbox one, so I will leave them in my Shop My Stash again this week because I am determined to wear them. It's not that I'm against the formulas, I just haven't been wearing these particular colors based on the eye looks I have. So I think I have to take a couple days and just base my eye looks around these colors instead of the other way around. But I do have this lip gloss by Pure, and it's in the shade Passion. It's pretty. I don't mind it. It's not super sticky. Then I have the Kevyn Aucoin Rose Gold one. Again, pretty, not sticky. It's nice. And I have the Revolution Beauty Renaissance Lipstick in Prime. And again, used it. Nice. Like it. No complaints. But that was everything that I used this past week in my Shop My Stash. And I completely forgot about this guy. This is, what's it called? This is chrome paint. It's basically a loose pigment, and it's in the shade Top Yacht. I really liked this. It's very pretty as well, but I'm going to rotate it out for something else this week. For anyone that is new here, I'm just going to quickly explain my Shop My Stashes for my eyeshadow palettes specifically. I use random number generator, and I pick 3 palettes with that every week. So all of my palettes are numbered, as an example here, and then I have them written down in my book, and then every week when a number comes up, I put it down, and I don't reuse a palette until I've gone through my entire collection. So if a number comes up that I have already used, it's marked down, then I pick another number again until I go through my whole collection. It just helps me to use everything equally and spread the love among all of them, so none of them feel left out and lonely. Okay, so I've already used random number generator, so I know which numbers I'm pulling out for today. So we are going to use the, oh dear, now can I remember which ones? Yes, one of them was the UCanBe, and it was it this one? Yes, the Rhythm palette. And then we also had what's this one? The CColor Cosmetics, the Frost palette. And what was the last one? Oh no. Oh yes, now I remember. It was the Revolution Beauty, the Iconic Pro 2. This is a dupe for the Lorac Pro 2 palette, I believe. Then for face palettes this week, I'm going to pick this Tarte one again. I keep thinking it's Jet Setter, but it might be Life of the Party. I can't remember what it's called. It's in this clutch here. It's got a few blushes, a bronzer, and a highlighter. And then I've been seeing people using Luminoso a lot lately, so I'm like, I'm going to pull that one out. I want to use that one, so I'm going to use that blush, even though there's one. Oh wow, the children, they be wild today. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there's one kind of similar to that in that palette, but I'm going to pull it anyway. That palette doesn't really have super pink ones, and there's one called, where'd it go? I have a Becca one. I think it's called Foxglove. I think it's this one. I think I'm going to pull this one. Okay, so that's enough blushes for this week. I don't need a bronzer because there is one in that palette, but I do want to pull a couple of highlighters. That one is more of like, kind of similar probably to Rodeo Drive a little bit, maybe a little bit lighter than that. So I'm going to pull out this Ophir one. This is in the shade Star Island because this is a lot lighter. Oh wow, they're noisy today. And then I'm also going to use, which one? Oh no, how did that get broken? Okay. I'm going to take this out and try and repress it. I have a feeling one of my kids got in here. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, well. Okay, you know what other one I'm going to pick? I'm going to pick this one. The packaging is all kind of wonky and gross because I had to, the plastic top came out of it, so I glued it back on, and not very nicely. But the powder inside is just really pretty. It just kind of gives like a really pretty kind of ethereal glow. It's not over the top. It's just very subtle, but very pretty. So I'm going to pick that one. Whoops. And then I did say I was going to pick a liquid glow as well. And I have these 3 by Revolution Beauty. So which one is probably the lightest and best one to add in? Liquid Rose is going to be the darkest. I think I might go with Liquid Gold, or should I go with more of the pinky one? These are both nice. I actually don't mind these on my skin, especially the more pinky one. You know what? Because the Temptu one was more of a gold color, I mean, it's not gold, but it wasn't pink by any means. I think we'll go with this one, and this is in the shade Liquid Ethereal. So we'll use this and see how it works under my foundation, similar to that Temptu one. Okay, then for eyeliners today, there was 2 that I haven't opened yet. I'm trying to find them because I don't want to open them yet. So there was the sugar one and the galactic one. So I'm going to put those to the side. I should probably just leave them to the side, but I'll take out the eye primers because they're kind of in my way, as they are every week, and then I put them back. Let's see, which eyeliner are we going to use today as a liquid liner? Some of them, what am I going to pick? Okay, I think I'll just pick this one, the Studio Makeup Line Styler pen. This is just a black pen, and black is black. So we'll try this one, and then I do like to pick a colored one, colored eyeliner, because black and brown are kind of like my go-tos all the time. But sometimes it's fun to switch it up a bit. You know what? We'll try the Luritzi, the silver one, and see how it works this week. And see if we like it. For lipsticks, I am going to keep those 2 liquid lipsticks in that I already had. Wow, some of these are very, very dusty. So I like to pull ones that I'm not necessarily going to use all the time. Okay, you know what? We're going to just move on to glosses. Why not? So I'm going to pull this one because I don't know if I've ever worn this. It's super bright. It's Cupcake by NYX. So we'll use that one as a gloss this week. And these are just more glosses. Okay, which one should we pick? I'll pick one out of here. I think I might use this. This is from KVD, the one that shall not be named but has since sold her brand. Anyway, this is in the shade Double Dare. It's kind of like a red, but it's kind of not. So we'll pick that. And I think that's all I'm going to pick for lip colors this week. Every week I like to pick a liquid shadow now and a pigment. And I forgot to do that. So what's something we can pull that might work with these guys that I haven't used recently? Oh, and eye crayons. I used that one recently. Okay, so for eye crayons, I'm going to pick this Ico Fat Eye Stick. And then for pigments, I feel like I've used these ones recently, but maybe I haven't. As I'm knocking everything around and driving people nuts. I don't think I have. I think I might pick this one because I think I've used the white one more than this one. This is the iMagic Pro Pigment in P4 Dazzling. And then a liquid shadow I'm going to pick is... maybe I'll pick a glitter instead. Do I want the blue glitter this time? Will that go with what I'm using? You know what? We're going to use the blue glitter from Pop Feel. Okay, so these are what the items look like that I'm using. This is the UCanBe Rhythm palette. I really like this palette. It is supposed to be a dupe for the ABH or Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I've used it a lot and I really like it. Then we have the CColor Cosmetics Frost palette, and it's kind of neutral with some pretty pops in there. And then we have the Revolution Iconic Pro 2 palette. Again, this is a dupe for the Lorac Pro 2 palette. Okay, so this is that Tarte palette, and this is the blush that I was saying was kind of similar to Luminoso, and here's Luminoso here. I did swatch them, so the one closest to my knuckles is the one from the Tarte palette. Yes, my hands are super dry, they always are, but you can tell they look similar when you're looking at them. It would help if I put them near each other. They look similar, but the Tarte one is definitely more pink, whereas the Luminoso definitely pulls more of that orangey kind of peachy color. So we have that, and then we have Foxglove by Becca. I love this blush. It is so pretty. Very pigmented, but very pretty. Then we have this Revolution Beauty one. What was this called again? I don't think I said. This is in the shade Luminescence. And again, this is the Ophir one in Star Island. So here are the swatches here. If we start with that black liner closest to my wrist, that's what it looks like. Then we have the Kat Von D or KVD Beauty lipstick in Double Dare. That's the one on the top closest to my wrist. Below that is Cupcake, the lip gloss. Then if you go over to my knuckle more, the top, that is the liner, the Luritzi liner. Then we have underneath that Smashbox liquid lipstick in Boz. Then we have the Tarte liquid lipstick in Home Slice. And then we have that Revolution Beauty Liquid Highlighter in liquid ethereal. So yeah, that is everything I'm going to be using this week for Shop My Stash. Of course, there's other things that I pull in: mascara, brow products, powders, and that sort of thing that I just kind of pick as I feel the need. I meant to swatch these. So the pigment is the one closest to my knuckle, and then the Eyeko crayon is that kind of golden line there, and then of course the glitter is that blue glitter on my hand as well. So let me know in the comments below what you're using this week. Do you have any of these items, and what are your thoughts on them? Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.